For the short period I spent with Engineer Lawrence Arokodare, I found him to be humble, kind, and hardworking. I said he was humble because he was not acting as a boss over his staff. He was working. He saw himself like he's a co-worker in the office. Secondly, he was kind and generous because there was a time that one of his friends had a problem with the bank, and the bank wanted to auction the man's property. Engineer Haru had no money to bail him out, but he had to sell some of his shares to bail the man out. He was hardworking. He worked day in, day out. He worked on Saturdays and at times on Sundays. As per, if he were still alive today, what would have been the position of ATRO? Well, that is difficult to answer, because at his time, the people valued good job. The people were looking for the best and not the second best. But as for today, people are different. People are looking for money and not the best. So, but as I pray that may God continue to make him rest in perfect peace. Thank you.
For the way you always honor Daddy every year since Daddy passed away in 1993. We are deeply grateful that we have this privilege of knowing you all, of associating with you. We are deeply, deeply grateful. Thank you, and God bless you all, and God will continue to increase your greatness and bless your family. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, to the topic that you've given us, to talk about Daddy, to talk about our legend, our hero, our father. You call him your father. We are grateful for that honor. You've blessed us by honoring Daddy. Yes, indeed, he's a father. He's fabulous. He's fantastic. I would say he is, because every single day I still believe that he's alive. This is a man that has impacted so many people's lives. I'm his first child. My name is Omolara, like you all know. Margaret Arokodare, Mrs. Kadeba. Yes, so I'm deeply grateful to be Dad's first seed. When I say first seed, his first child and his only daughter. So we are 4. I have 3 brothers. I'm the firstborn. But I would not just say that I have 3 brothers. I have so many people that Daddy sees as his children. So I have older ones, my dad's siblings, his younger siblings. I see them as my dad's even first child, firstborn, first dad before me, because you know, there are many people that have lived with Dad, and Dad took them as his own children. So me, biologically, oh yes, I'm his child, but there's so many other, there's so many others who God has used that to train and to, you know, to live with him, to sponsor. So Dad, in a nutshell, is a man of people. He's a man that loves people. He has a large heart. He wants the best for people. And if I can recall the significant things that Dad has taught me in my life that I still hold on to, is to love people, is to be humble, to honor people, to respect others. I knew how to say thank you and please. I would say from even before I turned 1, I can tell you that. Because the only thing I remember that I used to say when I was young repeatedly is yes and thank you. And when I grew up and people always say, oh, you say thank you too much. And I say, well, that has always been part and parcel of me. I don't know how to stop. And that was what I learned from Daddy. Because Dad himself says thank you a lot when he was alive. He would always say thank you to me, his child, for little things that I had opportunity to do for him. He loves eating moi moi, and so he always tell me that I make the best moi moi. And because he always encouraged me that way, I developed the skills to do more of moi moi. He always tell me that I make very good soup. I developed that more. I make, and when people come here to see me, they say I do that, and I always tell them my dad encouraged me, and my mom gave me the opportunity because he knew that there's potential there, that I'll be a good cook, and I'm grateful that today now I can look back and say that those encouragement, those little tips, those little encouragement that Daddy always give helped me a lot to develop. To develop as a woman, even though it was a man, but impacted on me as a woman. That taught me how to be composed, how to be calm, how to dress well. Dad was very fashionable, and he would always encourage me to look the best. So I'm grateful to him for that. I'm grateful to Dad as well, because even though when he was alive, you wouldn't see him going around being evangelical, knocking doors and preaching Bible, but the life he lived was in itself scriptures for me to read. Why? Because even Bible itself, my dad was always reading his Bible, reading and making notes in his Bible. Even after he passed away, we saw a lot of his Bibles in which he would have marked, underlined scriptures, things that impacted him. And I do remember two things significantly out of many, many things that I know that Dad has done for me. Was one, when I was growing up, he encouraged my brothers to honor me. When he would always encourage them to respect me the more. They were very respectful to me, but we would always encourage them without me asking for anything. But Dad did that, and I'm really grateful. And that helped after Dad passed on, because before he passed, he has passed the baton in the family to lead. And I'm grateful to him that he gave me the chance, even when I was young, to learn how to take leadership role. I remember when my brother Bumi, one of my getting admission. My brother, the one that came to study architecture in the University of Ife. When he was coming to uni, Daddy told me to go and do his shopping with him, things that he would need to bring to school. And when he started studying in Ife, because I was already in Ife, Dad would send his allowance to me, add it to mine, so that that ensured that he wasn't sending him allowance directly. He would ask him to go and collect from me, because Daddy would have given me Bumi's allowance. He would have added it to me. So he gave me the role, the leadership role, to for my younger ones to look up to me. And they've never let me down, even after that. They've always seen me as a leader, and I'm grateful to that. That knows how to instill in people respect for others. He will know how to pass it on to you, that you need to respect people around you and honor. And I learned from Daddy how to respect people a lot, and how to cherish people. Dad really, really honors his brother, his business partner, his twin brother. I would use that word. That was what Professor Ite called both of them. My daddy, my godfather, Daddy Engineer Ite. Now, their relationship is unique. It's one thing that I cherish a lot, and it inspired me even in life. And how they would say that you need to teach that person how to greet me. So respect was something that Daddy cherished a lot, and I think it speaks a lot about him. And respect beget respect. That's because he himself gives it, and so he expects people to give it to one another. And the other thing as well that I think I will not forget for knowing Daddy is generosity, like everyone talks about. That sums up his life. Ability to give, and to give selflessly, to give without expecting anything back, to give without grumbling, to give cheerfully, to give wholeheartedly, to give meaningfully, to give as unto the Lord. That's what Dad taught me, and I give God praise. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all, and I really appreciate this. Like I said, John F. Kennedy once said that it's important for us to take time from time to time to acknowledge and celebrate people who have made difference in our lives. And that's exactly what Daddy did. And that's exactly what you are doing today.
Good day, everybody. My name is Femi Arokodare, a medical practitioner who worked with the Federal Ministry of Defense and retired as a director. I presently live in Port Harcourt, running my private practice. I'm a junior brother to late Engr Arokodare. I started living with him shortly shortly after I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University in 1965. We were living in Yemetu then. During the Nigerian crisis of 1966, I had to live briefly with Mama Lara at Shifa Yene's house near Yemetu. Mama Lara was living as Mrs. Dunia Arokodare was working at Rational Bookshop then. Shortly after I returned to Ekiti to continue my secondary school but come back on holiday. My brother later traveled to Leeds in England for his master's in transportation engineering, and when he came back, he continued briefly with Oviarup and Partners, and in 1970 I remember ETRO was founded, and he drove home with one Kombi Volkswagen bus with EAP logo on the door. He did not know the implication of what has just started. The company later grew. That's the present ETRO and Partners. The first project was on Benin Asaba Road. He was always on the road with his driver, going and coming. He was always sitting in front with his driver. You will never see Lawrence Arokodare sit at the owner's corner. He was a caring brother. The wife, Mrs. Dunia Arokodare, had been with us right from 1965 when we were using charcoal to cook at Yemetu. Mama Lara, may God bless you. Thank you very much for supporting our lead brother, and may God bless you and your children. In 1970, ETRO was founded, and from then, things started to look bright and bright. I went through medical school in comfort. My brother supported me. There are 6 or 7 of us living. We were 7 living with him today. I retired as a director of the Federal Civil Service. Boyega Oguntuashe rose to become Barrister Boyega Oguntuashe rose to become chairman of PDP in Ekiti for 8 years. He was living with us. Yemi Arokodare, Honorable Yemi Arokodare, 4 years in the Federal House of Representatives. That's my direct junior brother. Biodun Arokodare, our cousin who rose to become Group Executive Director of Finance and Account, the whole NNPC group, was there with us. Shiji Eson, who rose to become a director in the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, was there with us. Biodun Arokodare, who retired as a principal, was there with us. Festus Ayorinde, a quantity surveyor, was also with us. All of us were trained by my late brother. I passed through medical school in comfort. I was supported only by my brother until I graduated from University of Ibadan in 1981. I enjoyed my medical school day because my brother supported us. He cared for everybody. You could count his personal effect. Few short knickers, few short sleeve shirts, but he loved his music and he enjoyed his strong cars. From the DS Palace to the other one, he doesn't go with his Citroen, and he loves his music, and he's a caring giver. He so rests in perfect peace. We are proud of him. Those of if he were to be alive today, we will have been celebrating him. May he so rest in perfect peace. Amen. Mama Lara, thank you very much for caring for our little brother. May God bless you and your children. In the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you very much.